when you're buying a mask and a gun, that's calculation. Greetings, everyone. It is I, your one and only host,
the Cosmic Jedi.
Welcome back to my channel. Before I begin, this will include spoilers for the Dark Matter show. In 3, 2, 1.
You have been warned. Let's proceed, shall we?
Let's talk about Mr. Jason Dessin from Earth 2, or should we call him Jason 2 or Jason B? The guy who jumped from Earth 2 to Earth 1 to kidnap Jason A to swap him with his life, basically. When I started watching the show, I thought Jason B, aka Jason 2, the douchebag, I thought he had gone through a very dark situation on his Earth. I thought Daniela had died, right? Or anyone who he loved had died or something. I thought whatever had occurred was so tragic and so traumatic that he had to jump multiple Earths to find Jason A's Earth, the Earth we started the show with. So I'll call that our Earth, right? So I thought something dire, so bad had happened that he got so low to the point of getting a gun, wearing a mask, and threatening himself, his own version, because that's like self-harm on a different scale. Like, you know, negative self-talk is one thing, self-criticism or negative self-criticism, or always putting yourself down or talking down to yourself, always, you know, even when you're repeating other people's negative statements in your own head, that's one thing. But to actively, physically do harm to yourself or psychologically harm your alternate self, that's an interesting thing to do to yourself. Because I was watching the show thinking maybe they're going to do an alley-oop on us. They're going to flip the script and say maybe the first Jason, our Jason that we started the show with, Jason A, was a bad guy, and it gets revealed, so that way we're like, oh well, he kind of deserved what happened to him, or what Jason B did to him. But the more the show progressed, we realized that Daniela got pushed away by Jason B. Then he ends up with Amanda, which is another cool, good woman, right? And then leaves them both to jump to Jason A's world. And as the show progresses, we get to understand that the box works on your subconscious and your emotional state or your intention. I guess a combination of all those things and then some. So when we're getting the explanation and the exposition of how the thing works, I'm then rethinking to myself, okay, so I thought this guy was in a bad state of mind, but we can clearly see that Daniela B is cool. They had the issue with the baby thing, and even the art show she had with Jason B's portrait all over the place, that doesn't look like somebody who didn't care about the guy. Now you could say it's an artistic display of letting go or whatnot, or you could see that he was troubled and you're just painting. Yeah, but the paintings would have looked different if you had hate for him. They didn't look like they were hateful paintings, blood and eye gouged out and, you know, dark. There was no dark looking, maybe because we didn't see the whole art show, and maybe there are others because people chose specific cards and whatnot. So maybe the other versions of the show had dark images of Jason. But even the interaction of Jason A with Daniela B, since they didn't know yet, it still looked cool. There was no animosity, there was no get out of here. She even smiled when she saw him. She was surprised, but she was cool with him.
He's married to the woman of his dreams, and they have a good life.
Have a good day.
So what I'm trying to say is we can clearly see that Daniela B wasn't a prick towards Jason. Jason was a prick towards Daniela B. So he goes through all that, leaves those two really good women behind, good looking too. So he runs away, finds another Earth, and now that we know based on the exposition how the machine works, that means we can conclude that he deliberately chose to find an Earth where a Jason is not only inhabiting that particular city, because he could have gone to another Earth where Jason didn't live in Chicago. We're assuming, right, he chose that specific Earth to go there and uproot Jason A from his life and then swap him around. That's douchebaggery #1 of the highest order.
Damn, son.
Because you could have easily gone to any other Earth where Jason exists but isn't married to Daniela, where Jason exists but he's not in the same city where Daniela lives, where Daniela and Jason are not together and Daniela is single. Since it's an infinite outcome, right? Infinite possibilities. Nothing is too fixed. The fact that Jason A was going through different Earths with Amanda, and they were encountering some horrendous versions of Earth. Boy, the fact that they were encountering those versions means there's a parallel version where how you want it exists at least 90%. At least 90%. You can still fine tune your intention and subconscious to say, this is, if I can just get this, and with a little bit of this, we're good to go.
Until one night, he doesn't make it home. When he regains consciousness, everything has changed.
I don't know, it sounds like he's crazy.
I'm not crazy.
Like the previous episode, the last episode, episode 7, where Amanda said even the world we're in is not perfect, but at least it's close enough. Out of all the worlds they've seen, that's practically perfect. That world Amanda chose in episode 7, compared to all the disorderly worlds they've all been to, that's practically a haven. The fact that Amanda could match her frequency with the frequency of that Earth, Jason could have done it, but Jason chose not to even be patient with himself. He was so, it felt like his decision was brash and erratic and not well, I almost said not well calculated, but we can tell it's well calculated. When you're buying a mask and a gun, that's calculation. That is well calculated. And then he got rid of Leighton as well. He's a special kind of villain. The fact that Amanda pulled off that frequency alignment to say this is what I desire, and she stated that she's not going to stay in the same city. That was what I was thinking of from the get-go. I don't mind going to a parallel Earth where my version of me exists, because my version of me hasn't traveled, and I'll make sure that he hasn't traveled the whole of the world where everyone knows him. I can just, fit in where I get in and be in the different countries: Spain, Mexico, Japan, China, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Eritrea, Ghana, Senegal, Togo, anywhere else outside of America. But I see it, what? Especially if you want to align yourself with the frequency of a world where money is smooth. No wahala with money, no stress. There's no GMO food in that world. The world Amanda chose to create, or to find, sorry, not create. The fact that she said, this is the one I want, and she found it. Fair enough. They had to go through the trial and error, but at least it's a good thing they had enough ampules and they were sharp enough. Whereas Jason B only had himself, and I'm still sticking to my guns that he deliberately wanted to come to a world where Jason and Daniela were married and in love. Maybe he even added an extra caveat. I want to be in a world where they have a child already. It's almost like he wanted to skip the whole process of starting a family, starting the relationship, the courting stage, the early stages of I like you, you like me, give me your number. And what's wrong with that? Even though in episode 7, or was it episode 6, where he had seen Amanda as a therapist, and she was saying he's afraid of commitment. I was like, is that really true? Commitment to human beings or commitment in general? Because he was committed to building that box. He was committed to building that box. And even though the show hasn't touched on it yet, I'm still wondering, right? If there are other Jasons that have built the box the same way Jason B built, if not better, or have traversed the box, how does that work, basically? Does the box exist in all parallel Earths because Jason B built it? And also, is there like a bubble, like bubbles of parallel Earths, multiple bubbles? Meaning, what if there's another Earth where Jason B, a Jason, built that box at a younger age or at an older age? So will that world still clash? Would it still clash with the world we're experiencing? Right? I'm curious, because we know our Jason wanted to build it, but things happened, and then hence the decision is split, like Avengers Endgame, or is it the TVA in Loki, right? The split decision where the timeline splits off and then a new decision branches into a whole new path. Yeah, but I'm not sure you're telling me this one box that allows you to traverse the infinite Earths was built by only one Jason. And you're talking about infinity. Surely there are other Jasons that built the box and destroyed it. Built it but never used it. Built it and used it and created awesome things and went beyond the box even. You now have a device like Miguel O'Hara from, is it Miguel O'Hara? Miguel O'Hara from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, or the sequel of Into the Spider-Verse, where they have the device where you can teleport through multiple different Earths. There must have been a Jason that pulled that off. Or what if there was a Jason and and Daniela that worked together to build the box and then build their own devices where they didn't need to enter a box anymore or even inject themselves anymore. They took time to study the whole thing properly and then built a device that allowed you to just phase through literally all the infinite Earths. And yeah, you'd have to build that real good too, because you don't want to jump in. But then again, they would have mastered their state of being, and they'll be able to pick the frequency. Dude, do you know how awesome that would be? You don't randomly end up in any Earth that could easily cause damage to you. You might end up in an Earth where there's no air anymore. Being able to pick a particular Earth you want to jump to, there's something about that. And again, since the whole point is infinite Earths and infinite realities, there has to be a reality. I'm allowing that in my head that there exists a reality where Jason and Daniela have found a way to just hop any Earth anytime of their own accord. So hence me saying there must be like infinite Earths in their own infinite bubbles, rather than just one infinite outcome. Like if you bubble them, then it makes more sense to say, okay, in this infinite bubble of infinite Earths, Jason built the box at a younger age. In this infinite bubble of infinite Earths, Jason built the box at an older age. So that way our Jason can interact with younger Jason or older Jason, but only interact with all the Jasons of the same age. Yeah, does that make sense? Hope I'm making sense, because I think I'm confusing. No, that makes sense. It makes sense to me. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what's the motive behind Jason B's mindset, because we've seen how Daniela interacts with Jason A, and she's a very loving character, very grounded, very thoughtful, kind, compassionate. We've only seen one alternate version of Amanda in Jason A's world, right? But even then, she has she still keeps the same attributes to an extent. But we haven't seen another world where she's mean or dark or cold. But that makes no difference anyway, because the world that Jason B ran away from, both Amanda and Daniela did not come across as douchebag women. So he chose to leave two women, land in Jason A's world, uproot him, and then cause all the aggro he's causing right now. You have to have a special mind to willingly leave your world and two beautiful women, two potential relationships. Because Amanda clearly had feelings for him. Did she love him? She loved him. Let me say she loved him then, because the way she was interacting with Jason A, you can't fake that. I mean, she had something for Jason B. He just didn't reciprocate that something. So we can agree that she loved him. That's why she got to express that love more and the compassion more towards Jason A, because I imagine Jason B was too closed off. He was just thinking of his work and whatnot, which even makes me think, even when he broke it off with Daniela, he could have easily said, listen, I just need to focus on this device thing. When I build, then, that little portion of the brain where it's like, you have this goal in your mind, you just want to, when you're just like, you're so fixated on something, let me just get it done, please. Just give me some time. And Daniela didn't look like she was rushing him, or she was forcing him or pushing him to do what he didn't want to do. She looked like someone who was patient and say, I imagine she'd be like, yeah, take your time. As long as you don't cheat on me or anything, I'm here for you. We touch base from time to time, but I got you. If you need me, holla. And to tell someone to wait for you whilst you build the thing, there's nothing wrong with that. Then when you're done, you can bring it in and say, yo, this is what I built. We can go to different worlds. She might be like, word, different worlds. Watch this. Put an injection in her. You both jab. Then you jump to another Earth and she gets to see it. That could even inspire some paintings, some future paintings that she could be doing as well. That could be a dope ass series where people are like, whoa, how the hell did you catch these colors and this texture? And how did you? She could even jump to another Earth where she's created different paints. She's created a new type of paint or new types of paint that she could bring some back into her Earth and then create some really, really unique stuff. So Jason B had infinite ways that could have gone better for him and Daniela. But then he left Daniela to go to Amanda because he was so hungry to find a world. But again, those two ladies did not look like they were just erratic and they were so all over the place and he couldn't tame them or control them. No, they looked cool. They both looked cool. If anything, both of them responded positively to Jason A, especially after realizing you're not our Jason. You're not the Jason I know. So whatever you're saying is clearly true. Daniela was about to get it on. I mean, they started kissing until she got killed. And then Amanda chose to free Jason A. Jason A didn't make that decision. He might have had the thought, but I don't know how long it'd have taken before he acted on that thought to say, my only way out of here is to go back into the box. It was Amanda who came in and said, you know what? Yo, you got to get out of here. Yeah, it took courage to do that, and then love and compassion. If she didn't care per se, she'd be like, yeah, fuck him. I'll do it myself. And it doesn't make sense to say she needed him to navigate the box because he built it. She already had an idea because she's talking to Jason B back and forth, and I imagine they would have had discussions where this is what makes it work per se. She has a better idea of how the thing works than Jason A, my bad. She has a better idea than Jason A. She's far ahead than him. They were just speculating back and forth, but she had more of an idea to say, I think it's the subconscious. It might be the subconscious. What were you thinking? What were you feeling? Boom. So it makes sense. She was the one to decide to free him. That shows love. So Jason B is on our Jason's Earth having to play catch up. How many years you have to play catch up between you and your son, you and your wife? What if he landed in a particular time where Daniela had decided to say, you know what, no more meat, I'm going vegan. Or they were going through some form of divorce or she was intending to even initiate divorce. Obviously, again, I forget that he already intended to come to a place where they both love each other. But the little nuances, diet, sex, you're telling me that he went so far into his subconscious that, yeah, the sex is good, or he wants to go into a world where the sex is okay, he can improve on it. It's too much. It's too much to just come and have to do work of removing yourself physically, to throw yourself away into your version. It's work. Whereas coming to a world where you don't exist anymore, you're dead. And in that world where you're dead, you're not going to end up in the same city because people are going to be shocked that they're seeing you alive. You were dead 2 years ago and you're walking the streets. That's crazy. So you want to go into a world where you're dead and Amanda is single, never met you. Even you end up in a world where you're dead. Daniela didn't remarry, but she was aware of your science experiments, for example. So she knows about multiverses to an extent. You then show up. She's shocked. She asks you certain questions. You don't answer the exact same way her Jason would have answered. She knows you're not the Jason, but now she has a chance to continue her relationship because this Jason died too early or died mysteriously or whatever. You don't think there are people who want to have that experience? You lost your partner. You can see and another version of your partner is here in front of you. They are jumping at that opportunity instantly. No waste of time, especially if this Jason doesn't express douchebag tendencies. So I hope this show really allows us to, maybe I'm missing it, but I hope the show allows us to see the exact psychology behind Jason B's decision. That is too much work. I'm better off doing exactly what Amanda did in episode 7, or even if I end up in a world where Jason is dead, as long as Daniela is single or never got married to Jason. And even if they got married and a divorce, cool, but then again, that'll be too much work again. I don't want to. It already took me time to learn how to use this box, to learn how to master my subconscious, and they come and end up here doing work? No. Nah, we want peace of mind because the box already was hassle to build it. Damn! Hassles to study it, hassle to master it, hassle to do all the calculations, the EMCs and the Einsteins and the Schrodinger's cat. And what? You didn't want me to not do extra work? Go and buy mask, go and buy gun, threaten myself, inject myself, confuse myself, and then ask myself, are you really happy with your life? Huh? Yeah, I'm going to give you a second chance where you be so excited. Excited? You stole someone's life and you ask, yeah, that's a crooked thing to do. That is a crooked thing to do. You're a crook. You're a mean bitch. You stole somebody's life and you're talking about you're giving them an opportunity where they have riches. It's just the layers though. The layer, you clearly don't care because you had 2 awesome women. Even if it didn't work with Daniela, you could have made it work with Amanda. If you gave me a choice to choose between both women, I'm single, they're single, I would go for Amanda. Amanda just has there's a completion energy about her. She looks like a ride or die. She looks like if there was a Terror Dome version of Earth, like a Mad Max Terror Dome version of Earth, both of us would be kicking ass. It looks like we'll be tag teaming bitches on a regular. Man, that's what I love about her character. I'm not saying Daniela doesn't have those qualities, but based on what we've seen so far, Amanda looks like, yo, you give me a gun and I'm popping dudes in the head. It's not like I'm missing. It's, serious headshots. She looked like she'd probably be a soldier or a warrior in a different Earth. Like you could just about calculate all the different characteristics or archetypes she would portray in different Earths, whereas Daniela doesn't. Maybe once or twice, maybe, but Amanda has it. She has it for sure. She looks like she you see switches. Don't play with her, and she looks like one of those that don't fuck around. If it's honesty and 100%, you got me. But if you're playing me, nah. She doesn't look like she'd be spiteful, but she'll deal with you and then she'll dip. And the fact that she was even putting up with Jason B, but even in the back of her mind, she's like, yeah, she could tell this person, no, I don't think this relationship will last long. At least she tried. She didn't give up on Jason B, so that's a good trait. But Jason B, nah, man, I've not seen a character written written in such a way that you could just see so many flaws. Like, dude, this is messed up. What you've done is so messed up. So, and then he had the balls to go and find another Ryan in episode 7 because of what he did to Jason A's Ryan. It's like you're just piling up and piling up and piling up. But even before that, didn't you preempt this whole thing? What if this goes wrong? I'll be doing that on a regular. You want me to jump into a box, jab myself, and then understand that I have to use subconscious to navigate this box? No. I'll be doing all the what if scenarios in my head clearly first. You must be crazy. What? It's already stressful building that device. It's already stressful using it. The outcome is going to be peace of mind. That's my intention. No stress. Peace of mind when I come out of the other side of this box. I can't be stressing to build it, stressing to navigate it, stressing to understand it, and then calm myself down as well. Even the excitement. If imagine you're excited to go to a different world, that excitement might bring you to really cool worlds. But Jason B's mind is already fucked up. I think it was fucked up before he met Daniela and Amanda. What if the box even has negative effects on the psyche without having to use the drug or the ampules? No drug discussion. Just being inside that device or being around it. Maybe the box emits certain frequencies, and I don't know if the show mentioned it, but I wonder what the box itself, the interior or the material is built from. I don't know if they mentioned it, but titanium, steel, or adamantium, vibranium. It looks like a mixture of earth materials and space materials. And I wonder how he got the inspiration to even build it. I mean, Schrodinger's cat and all the other theories is one thing, but where did he get the extended? Are we saying that because all the other scientists that worked on the theories never really went out to build it, or they just wanted to hypothesize and leave it there? Again, is there another Earth where Schrodinger built the box or Einstein built the box? You know, just one of those what if questions. I imagine there probably are other Earths where Tesla built the box. You know, I don't know. Or is it such a unique idea that only Jason was meant to be the person to build this box? Now we're including destiny into it, because if you're saying infinite Earths, I mean, then I could argue anyone else on Earth built it. Yeah, probably so, but no, you want to keep it specific to these characters. I'm still wondering if there was an Earth where Einstein and other smart scientists across the globe, don't have to be Caucasian scientists, if they all built their version of the boxes as well. But I think a cooler version would be like Miguel O'Hara's device, wrist cuff thing, jump through, or a collar or something, or a helmet or something or maybe something you just put on your chest, or belt, or basically an accessory you just put on, and then you're warping through all the different multiple Earths. For sure. Not a portal though, because anything can jump through with you. Even though we saw the lady who ended up in a world where they were just killer bees or killer hornets, right? I want to see if everyone else feels the same way I feel in terms of Jason B's decision and why he chose to come to Jason A's world specifically. Especially how we know he knows the rules that you can't just think anything. You have to be specific. So for him knowing the rules, it means that he chose this particular Earth and he wanted to do what he did to Jason A. He could have gone to any worlds where Daniela has never met Jason and she's single. And then boom, you start a relationship. You don't want to end up in a world where she's single, she's never met Jason, but she can't have children, especially if you want to have children, because you have to be specific. But instead you ended up in a world where they love each other, yeah, but you wanna inject yourself into that world so you can receive that love. Selfishness, that's already selfish. You want that love without I won't say without working for it, without building it, without watching it grow from inside you and her from the get-go, where you connect with each other, especially when he already has information about his Daniela. He could have used that to connect with any other Daniela who's single in any other Earth, and then build that. He has more knowledge about all Daniela, or most Danielas, than anyone else would. I know your favorite color, I know your favorite music, I know you love to paint. Those little things he could have just used to build a connection and relationship. Instead, he just chose this path. I hope they really, really dissect what kind of mind does that. Where you have to be taking pen and paper to be asking questions. What's your auntie's name again? What school did they go to? What does he eat again? Ooh, that's a mission. That is a mission. That's why I go into a world where Jason is either dead, or you go to a world where Daniela doesn't live in the same country or state or wherever, same location where Jason died, or they never even met. So that way you don't have to be figuring out their friends' names and all that stuff. It's just easy peasy, man. Makes life easy. Anyway, I'm done. Love this show. I hope they really do a dope ending, because they got 2 episodes left. 2 or 3, got 3 episodes left, right? Especially after introducing the 3rd Jason in episode 7. God damn, y'all better tie it off nicely. You guys better tie it off nicely. Anyway, let me know what you feel down in the comments. I have been your one and only host, loving this show so much,
The Cosmic Jedi.
signing out. I encourage you all to watch Dark Matter on Apple TV+. Thank you for watching.